it depends, I guess, which level you look at it. There are certain industries and certain companies that are kind of based on the need for cars, like your drive-thrus. Before you had drive-in movies, not as popular now, but that was something that was predicated on the car being there. I mean, from a higher level, you've got companies like Exxon who are making billions, hundreds of billions of dollars a year, record profits this year off of cars and consumption use.
Do we have that kind of have the same culture here in China?
I think several months ago there was the first car drive-through McDonald's opens in Sichuan province.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's the first
one. Yeah.
There is one drive-in theater in Beijing.
Okay.
In Beijing, I've never been there before. I've never been there before, but I'm so surprised that there is a drive-in theater. If you drive in the United States or in Europe, especially in the United States, you will see a lot of car decoration stuff, actually, I mean, on the street or in the shop.
Yes.
I don't see that much here in China yet. Is it because the time has not come yet?
I think now it's starting.
It's starting.
Yeah, somehow the people owns a Polo, they will decorate their cars like a racing car.
Yeah. Or Transformers.
Also Transformers.
Incredibly popular. There's some Transformer cars everywhere. The big symbol on the hood.
Yes. Harley Davidson now is also very popular in Chinese young generation. And somehow they ride even bicycle but shaped like Harley Davidson.
The purpose to owning a car or to buy a car is so different. Like Sunny mentioned earlier, in Los Angeles, there are more cars registered than people. It's not only a transportation tool, it's become a toy or some kind of a hobby, something like that. But in China, Chinese people buying cars, the reason for them to buy cars is just a symbol of the social status.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Culture Matters. Join us here in the studio are Miles and Sunny. Miles is from the United States. He's working for the news department of ICS. And Sunny is the engineer of the SMVIC, which is the Shanghai Motor Vehicle Inspection Center. And welcome to the show, guys. Okay, now let's go back to the purpose of owning a car. In the United States, when did you get your first car?
My first car was given to me by my father as a hand-me-down used car. He got something new. I took the old car. Unfortunately, I wrecked that one, so I had to go out and buy myself.
What do you mean, you totaled it?
I totaled it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
In an accident?
In an accident. And that was my first car that I actually owned and worked for. Also a used car, also kind of a piece of crap. But it was nice to have it and to feel that it was mine and I owned it and I deserved it.
I see. Do you own a car?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yes.
What is the reason?
Because of the limit of the parking places. Owns a car that you better to live outside of city, I think, especially in Shanghai. I still drive every day with my colleagues or use company cars.
Oh, you drive every day?
Yeah.
Not driving a car for safety test, though?
No, of course not.
Okay. Don't you agree that a lot of Chinese, or most of the Chinese car owners, is buying their first car to symbolize the social status?
I think some of them intend to do that. 10 years ago, in China, you hardly name anybody has individual private cars. And in that moment, passenger cars in China is a symbol of social status for high-rank officer or rich people. In China, maybe several years ago, the hatchback cars are sold very bad in the market because very bad. People think if you own a passenger car, you have to have this tail part. Otherwise, it looks not like a car.
Hatchback has something to do with a sports car, though.
Maybe you notice that on the road there are like a Polo with a strange bottom part at the tail, and maybe even Golf, also like a Peugeot 307. It looks ugly, but that's the market need.
Well, that's the personal preference to me. Yeah. But in America, as a contrast, we'll see a lot of powerful cars on the street, actually. I think people in the United States prefer big and powerful cars more than those small and economy. economical choice.
I think about the same time, maybe 10 years ago, was really when you had the first SUVs hit, and they are literally the hit. You know,
Yeah.
they've been the staple of sales for people like GM and Ford and companies who have seen their car sales, their sedan sales really decrease. And yeah, it was this whole notion of having a huge car, and it was, I don't know if it's an embodiment of your own self-identity, but it became this thing of, well, it's safer as well. You know,
Oh, okay.
if I'm in a small car and I'm in this monster truck and I smash into that small car, guess who's going to win? So it became a little bit of that, and also
Sounds like a cowboy mentality.
sure, I didn't say it was necessarily 100% rational, but that's kind of how it is. At the same time, you also had people with kind of this what-if mentality, whereas it was the situation where, well, what if I want to take a vacation next summer, and I want to load the car up full of things, and what if I have another child? What if I want to take my son or daughter and his friends on a trip? And you have all these situations that people prepare for. My mother does this sometimes, drives me nuts. I'm like, Mom, there's only one kid living at home with you now. You don't necessarily need a big car. And I think that's also part of the rationality for people why they get such big vehicles.
Car is not only a transportation tool, sometimes it creates a certain relationship between the driver or the owner and the car. It's in the United States. Like from movies or any other things, we see a lot of people spending time in the garage with a car.
Yes.
Fixing the cars, painting it, or just do some modification by themselves and so forth. But we don't have that kind of culture in China, do we?
No, I think soon you will have.
Soon? Oh, really?
Yeah, I think this kind of culture was created by the traffic jam. Sorry, I say that. During the traffic jam, people have to find something to do. So then they will replace their cars to the temperature office or makeup room, or even to spend time with their lovers in the car.
Oh, really?
And so now, the China, I think we have a lot of traffic jam as well. And then the people are trying to find something to do in the cars.